Hi guys, so today we're talking about Degrassi, episode 11, season 11, one of the most boring seasons in my opinion. By the way, right before we jump into it, I'm going to be splitting up season 12. These episodes have 45 videos, you guys, and I pushed myself to watch 10 episodes a day to get through season 11. So I'm going to be nice to myself on season 12 and split it up the way that they split up showing the episodes. So I'll watch up to right before Bittersweet Symphony and then Bittersweet Symphony on. So if you watch Degrassi, it's like cam, no cam, basically. So let's get into it. Okay. Boom Boom Pow, episodes 1 and 2. It's spring break, and despite his mother's warnings, Drew continues to see Bianca. Later at a concert, they find themselves in the sort of trouble that changes their lives forever. Meanwhile, Fiona decides to take an art class with Holly J, where she meets a sexy model. Sav is still heartbroken when he runs into Keke Palmer. Yeah, my girl Keke Palmer was in this. So, getting over ex, problems with a gang, attempted rape, accidental murder. And Fiona's spring fling. Obviously spring fling. So Drew saves Bianca in the first episode from getting raped, which obviously, yes, please save people from getting raped. I don't even know if I even had to say that. The second episode still has the same problem. So getting over ex, meeting Keke Palmer helps Sav get over Holly J. Sometimes it's that simple. Just meeting somebody new that you're interested in can help you get over your ex. Fiona talks to Charlie and they work it out. So they had a little bit of a falling out, but you just gotta talk to the person. You know, you just gotta be like, hey, maybe we moved too fast and I wasn't ready for that. And, you know, set a pace with that person. I think that Charlie was a good first girlfriend for Fiona because she was so supportive of her, like, figuring out everything because she was new. Ongoing, Drew turns himself in for Bianca and tells on the gang. So that's good that he turned himself in for, Bianca. But I feel like, it's a whole mess. But the gang thing is ongoing for the whole first part of the season. Episode 3, Love Game. Claire is worried that Eli is taking their breakup too calmly, but there's also the question of the new guy, Jake Martin, who her mom wants her to befriend. Meanwhile, Jenna is dealing with the demands of new motherhood and feels that Casey isn't contributing his fair share of help because he wasn't. So 3, can't get over ex, new crush, and stuck at home with the baby and wants to have fun. So Casey and Jenna talk, and Casey's mom says he needs to take care of Jenna too. That's good advice because, you need to take care of the person who gave you your child too, not just the child. He asked her to move in to help, which I think was good for them to both be in the same place so they could both help each other out. Casey still wasn't pulling his weight. Claire kisses Jake after her blow up at the dot. That's when she gets over Eli, and she apologizes to Eli, which I think was good because he deserved an apology because that was completely embarrassing and that was just completely an overreaction. 4, what's my age again? Anya's 18th birthday is coming up, which means she can finally date Dr. Chris, but her world soon starts crashing down as she gets bad news from every corner. Meanwhile, Drew worries about Vince coming after him and reflects on his relationship with Bianca. Also, Casey grows tired of his parental responsibilities and vies for a way out. And due to his Asperger's syndrome, Connor begins to grow curious about girls in inappropriate ways. So, talks to the doctor, and he's going to Doctors Without Borders. So Anya's pretty much off, so she hooks up to feel better. And curiosity about girls, and steals underwear. So I said the doctor was a bad idea, but nobody listened to me. So I knew the doctor was a bad idea because of the age difference, but we find out that he was never serious about her. And the underwear stealing was ongoing. But yeah, she hooks up with Owen, which I kind of liked her with Owen, actually. Unpopular opinion. Episode 5. Idiote? You guys know what it is. Drew is paranoid over the fact that Vince and his gang are coming after him and comes to the conclusion that all of his problems are connected to Bianca. Meanwhile, Anya grows worried about people finding out that she had sex with Owen. Also, Connor continues to steal women's underwear. So, hookup aftermath, stealing underwear. So, she tells her friends that she hooked up, and she's like, I guess I'm one of those girls with no self-respect, right? And that actually broke my heart when she said that to her friends, because I was like, no, Anya. And Owen and Anya talk and they get together, which is really cute. Yeah, I actually like them, like I said. And Drew got beat up from the gang. So that's just another gang thing that happened in between there. I do like how why do I want to call him that? I do like how Owen and Anya talked. I do think it was good for them to talk and, figure that out. 6. Crimea River Part 1. Dave and Adam vie for a position on the school's radio system and realize that they make a good team. But Dave soon has problems with Adam being transgender. I don't know why they put. Meanwhile, ready for a semester devoid of boy drama, Claire wants to join the school newspaper. Also, Fiona has trouble making friends in an 11th grade drama class. So, hate speech, joining a club, and mom walks in on you and a friend connecting. Right. So, hate speech is solved in the next part. Joining a club. I feel like Claire shouldn't have gotten a second chance. When Katie gave her a second chance to join the newspaper, I feel like she shouldn't have gotten it because she didn't even get it in this episode, but I feel like she shouldn't have gotten it in the next episode because in real life you only get one chance. And, I just feel like she shouldn't have because, you do what you're asked. You don't go above and beyond. It's very, that's just me. I mean, I'm not going to be a journalist. You guys can prove me wrong. And then walks in, this is the next part. So, 7, Crimea River Part 2. Dave receives backlash from the student body due to his insensitive comments, but instead of helping him, the censorship and prosecution drive him farther into intolerance. Meanwhile, Claire continues to harass a stubborn Katie for a position on the newspaper. Also, Fiona continues her attempts to reaching out to a distant Charlie. So, same problems. Dave apologizes on the radio, and all is forgiven, and he tries to, from now on, understand. And I think that's really good for Dave to be like, now I want to understand. I want to put all that stuff behind us, and I want to understand. And I really like the line that Adam says where it's like, no, the question is what makes you a man. And I really like how they have that, little connecting thing going on there. And about the joining a club, Sav talks to Katie, telling her she needed a grade 10 on her staff so that Claire can get in. And again, I know Claire didn't ask him to, Allie did, but it's still just it leaves a sour taste in my mouth. And Charlie and Fiona talk, and she asks her to move in. Now, I don't necessarily think she should have asked her to move in, but I do like how they talked out, that weird, awkward moment. So, Episode 8, Dirt Off Your Shoulder, Part 1. Eli faces the enormous pressure of writing the school play when he encounters writer's block. Meanwhile, Riley is relieved when his mother begins talking to him again, but grows upset when he finds out about her intent. Also, Casey picks up another shift at work and spends time with Marisol. So, writer's block, mom freezes you out when you come out, sets you up with opposite sex, and cheating at work. So, it's all solved in the next part. But something I want to mention is, so, season 11 Eli makes me uncomfortable because my relationship with Dagger was exactly like season 11 Eli. Like, he acted exactly like him. And so, yeah, if you want to know what my relationship was like this past time, Eli, season 11. Anyway, episode 9, Dirt Off Your Shoulder, part 2. Eli receives help in writing the play from the outlandish Imogen, who encourages him to quit his anti-anxiety medication. Meanwhile, Riley realizes that neither his family nor Zane is going to change and must make a difficult decision. Also, the flirtation between Casey and Marisol continues to grow, which worries Jenna. So, same problems. Eli stops taking his meds to write the play. I know someone who stopped taking their medication when they were, their bipolar medication. It's never good. They can either go manic or depressive or have the cycle, and it's never good. And I can't even look at you guys because I'm remembering a personal experience. Now I'm shaking. Episode 9, 2. Mom freezes you out when you come out, sets you up with opposite sex. So Riley breaks up with Zane. That whole thing was a mess, but I think it was good for him to do what he needed to do in the moment. He needed to break up with Zane. So I don't understand why, but if I watched the episode again, I'm sure I would. But like, this was like a while ago. This was Monday. So, you know, I'm sure there was a good reason in there. Ongoing is the cheating at work. That's an ongoing thing. Episode 10, Paper Planes, Part 1. When Anya begins to feel pressure to telling her parents that she didn't get into college and into choosing between Holly J and Owen, she decides to experiment with cocaine. Meanwhile, Fiona discovers bed bugs in her loft and assumes it's from her new roommate, Charlie. Also, Connor claims his underwear fetish is over and focuses on the contest. So just something I want to say about that. I don't know why they gave Anya the storyline. My sister and I never understood it. But episode 10, cocaine usage, underwear stealing again, and bed bugs. So all we have is the bed bugs. So Fiona apologized to Charlie for blaming her for bed bugs because she found out her mom actually brought them. I think it was good for her to apologize and be like, look, I owe you a Titanic apology. Literally, like, these bed bugs are not because of you. And they just kind of laugh it off. Episode 11, Paper Planes, Part 2. Anya grows increasingly worried about her college interview while the urge to do more cocaine becomes stronger. Meanwhile, after the whole bed bug incident, Fiona struggles to tell Charlie that she is a recovering alcoholic. Also, Allie, Wesley, and Hannah come together to put an end to Connor's obsession. So 11, cocaine, underwear stealing, alcoholic status, keeping it from partner. So the cocaine is ongoing for now. The underwear stealing, sending Connor to a program to help him with behavior. And I think that's really good that you're going to send him to a program that's really going to help him. And apologize to Charlie, and Charlie decides it's best to move out. I don't think Charlie had to exactly move out, but I do think it's good how supportive Charlie was in that moment of, well, you didn't tell me, but then Charlie becomes supportive from then on. I really like how they stay friends and do that. 12. Should have said no, Part 1. Claire's hormones begin raging when a shirtless Jake helps his father with renovations at her house. Meanwhile, after returning to Degrassi, Drew begins to suffer from post-traumatic stress disorder while trying to get used to things. Also, Dave tries to convince him that it's okay to be friends with Allie. He'll try to convince himself. Okay. So, PTSD, crush frustration, and like another girl while dating someone else. It'll be in the next episode, so let's read it. Episode 13, Should Have Said No, Part 2. Claire discovers a shocking secret about her parents' divorce that causes her to question her casual relationship with Jake. Meanwhile, Drew thinks the only way to escape his constant terror is to leave Degrassi, which upsets Adam. Also, Dave's feelings for Allie intensify, which doesn't sit well with his girlfriend, Sadie. So, PTSD, crush frustration, casual dating, like another girl when dating someone else. So, PTSD. He uses MMA to cope, which isn't exactly the best idea, but if that's what Drew's going to do, that's what Drew's going to do. We know we can't tell Drew what to do. Has a talk with Jake all about the divorce papers, and I think it was a good idea to talk to Jake about it, but the whole thing is, I know Claire goes through a lot. You go through a lot when your parents get divorced. I have a friend that had, you know, I have a lot of friends that have divorced parents, actually. And I know you go through a lot, but the one thing is, I know that she was starting to have feelings for Jake, and she didn't know if Jake was on the same page, so that's why that bothered her. But at the same time, they were casual, so if you think about it. And then Sadie yells to break up with Dave at movie night, which I don't think she should have made a scene like that because he didn't cheat, but go off, I guess. And then we never see Sadie again. Episode 14, You Don't Know, Part 1. Also, Sadie's gorgeous. Holly J's health is getting worse, leading her to look for a kidney donor within her family. But in the process, she gets the shock of a lifetime. Meanwhile, Adam is attracted to Katie and thinks she may be reciprocating this feeling. Also, Imogen wants to play the role of Clara in the school play and begins shadowing Claire. So, health problems worsen, studying someone to be them in a play. So the health problems is ongoing for now, basically the whole rest of the season. And Imogen gets the part, but not the boy like she wants. So she wanted Eli, but she got the part, so that's good. But she wanted Eli, so that's going to be kind of an ongoing thing too, her trying to go after Eli. Episode 15, You Don't Know, Part 2. Holly J tracks down her birth mother, but struggles in mustering up the courage to ask her to be a kidney donor. Meanwhile, Adam worries that Katie is not attracted to him because of his growing breasts and contemplates chest reconstruction. Also, Imogen attempts to make Eli her boyfriend. So, health problems, puberty as a trans teen, and pretending to date crush. So, ongoing, birth mom asks for money for the kidney. I don't really like that the birth mom did that, but being a single mother, she needed money to help raise her kids. Adam gets a binder, but not the girl. I don't think he should have dated Katie. I don't think that would have been good. But I do like how Adam gets the binder to help with all of that. And gets rejected again. Imogen gets rejected again, and it's really, really sad. But my girl, she'll bounce back. Okay, I'll finish this later because the battery's like non-existent. So I'll finish this later, you guys. Bye. It charged up, so now we can finish the Degrassi episode. So we left off on episode 16. So let me pull up the thing and we will continue reading. Lose Yourself, Part 1. Jenna wants desperately to come back to Degrassi, but doesn't have enough money for childcare. Meanwhile, Sav, who has a crush on Miss O, competes to write the score of the school play. When Claire finds out Eli has hired Jake to construct sets, she worries Eli is out to harm Jake. So, wanting to go back to school, crush on teacher, and scared ex will hurt new boyfriend. So, the first one. Jenna got to go back for mourning, but then when Ty had an accident, she had to stay home again because Casey's mom, in the eyes of Child Protection Services, wasn't fit to stay alone with him. So the crush on teacher, that's an ongoing thing. And 3, Claire talked to Eli. I think it's good that Claire did talk to Eli about her concerns, and Eli did reassure her that everything was fine. And I'm glad the baby didn't have a concussion. That baby's just so darn cute. Episode 17, Lose Yourself, Part 2. Following Tyson's accident, Jenna and Casey expect a visit from Child Protective Services. When Jenna finds out about Casey's infidelity, they begin to wonder if they are ready to be parents. Meanwhile, Mo helps Sav with his crush on Miss O. Claire attempts to keep Jake safe. So 17. Same problems, but with cheating added. So child services meeting because of Ty's injury, like I said. Then ongoing with the cheating. Claire talked to Eli about the new script after Claire got kicked out of the read-through. She was like, you made Clara the hero. And he's like, that's because she is. And there was a little bit of a there on Claire's part. And Dave tells Jenna that, Casey's cheating with Marisol, and then Jenna confronts Casey. I didn't think it was good of her to confront Casey because you always want to confront your partner when they're cheating and be like, hey, this isn't cool. Like, did you even think about me? Did you even think about our child? But yeah, Claire talking to Eli about the new script ending. She didn't need to do that, but she just wanted to tell him what she thought, but it's a messy situation. 18, Mr. Brightside, Part 1. Drew's mixed martial arts training is the only thing keeping him together, but when a school expose forces him to quit, he's left stranded without his remedy. Meanwhile, Allie tries to make Dave the perfect boyfriend before she presents him to her family. Also, Holly J finds out exchanging money for organs is illegal. So, MMA fighting, illegal to pay for kidney, introducing parents to friend, even though he's a boyfriend. So the first one is solved in the next part. You know, they make the room locked and a teacher has to supervise, so that kind of puts, you know, I think it's good that Simpson did that, but, you know, that kind of puts a damper on Drew. Second one is solved in the next part. Holly J yelled at her birth mother for being selfish, which I do think she had the right to say something like that. Maybe the way that she went about it was wrong. And third one, next part. Dave is upset how he had to lie and not be himself in front of her parents. So that's kind of where they left each thing. And then the next episode is where they solve it. 19, Mr. Brightside Part 2. Drew tries to find other ways to cope with his fear and joins the school newspaper until he finds out about an underground MMA fighting ring. Meanwhile, Allie talks to Dave and they agree to start over and introduce Dave to her parents as her boyfriend. Also, Holly J continues regular meetings with her birth mother. So, 19, same problem. So, the first one, Katie drags Drew away before he murders a guy. He's fighting a guy, goes a little bit too far, and she drags him away. I like how Katie found out where he was going and got him away before things got too serious. Second, Fiona pays $20,000 for Dawn's prom dress. That's how much she wanted for the organ. Fiona pays her $20,000 for her prom dress so Holly J can get her organ. And 3, Allie's parents bond with Dave after poker, like especially her father. So I like how they played a card game to kind of get acquainted, and then they all ended up getting along. And Fiona's really sweet for doing that. Anyway, 20, Extraordinary Machine Part 1. Eli is off his medication and unstable. He's convinced that he can use the play to repair his relationship with Claire. Meanwhile, Casey and Jenna prepare to interview a couple who wants to adopt Tyson. Also, Anya, still rebellious and without any post-graduation plans, jeopardizes her relationship with Owen due to her constant drug use. So, not taking pills, adoption, and changing the play for Claire. Fails army test because of cocaine. So there's 4 things. So the dad finds out that Eli is off his medication and he makes him take time off school. I think it was good to make him take time off school to get, you know, well, that's in the next part, but, you know, so, next part, okay. So it all gets solved in episode 21. Sorry, that's a little confusing. 21, Extraordinary Machine Part 2. Eli has met his match in Imogen, who is someone just as willing to go to extraordinarily and highly questionable lengths to get what she wants. Meanwhile, Anya has her mind set on joining the Canadian Air Force, but her drug use may ruin her one chance of getting in. Also, KC realizes he must do what's best for the people he loves. So, Dad finds out and has him take time off school. Before that, he tries to put the pills in Jake's bag, but Imogen puts them in Claire's bag, and Eli gets her out of trouble. I don't like that whole pill, put it in somebody else's bag, they get in trouble thing. I do like how he got Claire out of trouble, but like I said, I like how his dad is like, let's take time off school, get you, you know, centered again. They choose 2 amazing parents for Ty's adoption. The parents do seem amazing. I kind of butt heads with them later in the season, but when they adopt him, they seem like a good choice for him. Eli, changing the play, he does an improv monologue at the end saying you're not going to get a happy ending, even though he changed to a happy ending for Claire. Then he realizes if he can't get her, like, you're not going to get a happy ending. And then Anya gets clean and takes another test to get in. It's a big physical test that she has to do to get into the army, and she's really serious about it. And I'm glad Anya found her path. I'm glad she looked into that and found something she wanted to do. I was kind of cheering for her. 22, Drop It Like It's Hot Part 1. Allie needs to break the news about her summer program to Dave sooner or later, so she plans a special night for them. Meanwhile, Wesley is threatened by another male student when he joins him and his girlfriend in a science project. Also, Bianca is threatened by Vince into peddling drugs at Degrassi. Jealousy, gambling addiction, and pretending to have license and selling drugs for gang. Abuse is connected to that, and it's solved in the next part. Episode 23, Drop It Like It's Hot, Part 2. Allie finds an underground poker group and becomes addicted. She begins gambling her relationship with Dave and her future. Meanwhile, Wesley digs himself in too deep with his lie about being able to drive, which could ruin Hannah's trust in him. Also, Bianca's side job could ruin her newly built friendship with Imogen. And then they black hole Wesley. Same problem. So Hannah proves she likes Wesley better. She's like, I like you. Why do you think I would dump you for Liam? Like, you're my boyfriend. A dangerous situation. Dave's dad busts the illegal game. And Allie, you know. That's not good because that's his girlfriend. And then, you know. Police pull him out and call the parents. And he's grounded and can't get his license for 6 months. I do agree that that was the right way to go. Wesley has to learn his lesson. And Bianca gives lingerie to... Oh, no, sorry. Vince gives Bianca lingerie to apologize for abusing her. That's not what you do, but... it's just... Yeah. 24, Don't Panic, Part 1. While running for student council president, Katie keeps her relationship with Drew a secret from longtime friend Marisol, who also harbors a crush on Drew. After being diagnosed with bipolar disorder, Eli attempts to apologize to the people he's hurt. Sav and Miss O flirt over music. So, bulimia, ED, student, presidential election, and crush on teacher. And Eli apologizing for, you know, making amends. Eli apologizing and making amends. So, the first one solved in the next part. The second one, I like how she called Marisol a homewrecker because she was. I don't agree that that's what you should do, but I kind of liked that power moment a little bit. Crush on teachers in the next part, and Eli in this first episode makes up with Fiona. And I like how he apologized to her first and gave her a trophy for Best Supporting Actress, and it was just really cute. And I like their friendship. 25, Don't Panic, Part 2. Student council candidates Katie and Marisol are in an all-out war as rumors about Katie's ED begin to circulate around Degrassi. Meanwhile, Eli desperately tries to get Jake and Claire to confess their love for each other. Sav and Miss O's secret relationship puts her job in danger when rumors begin flying. So, Katie has it under control and not done it in forever. That's kind of the solving point, is she's gotten it under control and she doesn't do it anymore. Marisol drops out, so Katie wins. I do like how Marisol dropped out because she was only in the race for a very, very stupid, catty reason. Rumors start and Sav gets in trouble. I do believe Sav should have gotten in trouble. I do believe that shouldn't have even been a storyline. Like, it just makes me uncomfortable. I like how Eli gets Claire and Jake to talk. I think that was really good. He helped them talk out their relationship stuff. And I like how he apologizes to Imogen, because obviously he had to apologize to her. The way he used her was so wrong. And, yeah, the teacher thing, this never should have happened. It's very wrong. They never should have been alone. They never should have been working on music. No. She asked Marisol to be her VP. I think that was a bad idea. Like, why not Drew? Because Drew was there for her through everything. Why didn't she choose Drew? Then karma, because Drew wins student council, but that's too far in the future. We're not there yet. We have season 12 to get through before he's school president. So, you know, but I'm just saying it for the Degrassi fans that already know where we're going out there. They did that on purpose. 26, Take a Bow, Part 1. After Holly J and Anya get dates to prom, a lonely Fiona decides to ask ex-girlfriend Charlie, which could be detrimental to her sobriety. Meanwhile, Anya is accepted into the army and begins physical training with her ex-boyfriend Owen. Also, Katie assumes that prom night with Drew will lead to sex and begins preparations. So, friend has a prom date, relapsing, prepping for army, scared of losing V-card. Okay. So, 1, friend is a prom date. Sees Charlie's in a new relationship and Fiona's hurt. Obviously, she's going to be hurt, and I think that, you know, maybe Charlie should have let her know earlier that she was in a new relationship when she asked her to prom as a friend, but, So, relapsing, starts drinking and lets Mr. Tuxedo Pants go. I don't agree with letting the cat go. The cat could have been a good emotional companion for her, and it would really hurt me when she relapsed because I know that that's very, very hard, and she was doing so well. I feel like Fiona just needed more people there with her. Anya passes all her tests thanks to Owen. I really like how Owen was like, are you serious about this? And he helped her find a training plan, and he helped her get in shape for the army. Scared of losing V cards, so she asked Drew to get tested, hoping to delay, but he already got tested. It was good that he's already been tested. And she asked Marisol to come over so that she doesn't have to have sex with Drew, which probably wasn't the best way to solve the problem. Then she has an honest talk with Drew, which is good, telling him that she's not ready, which I think was perfect, and she should have had that talk with him. Sorry guys, I'm also doing laundry and there's only 2 minutes left, so. 27, Take a Bow, Part 2. As graduation day arrives, Fiona has to face her demons when her loneliness and guilt over her relapse, which forces her to push her loved ones away. Meanwhile, after being dumped before prom, Riley makes the decision to come out to his mother again. Also, Katie realizes that she isn't quite ready to take the next step with Drew. So, that's where she has the honest talk with Drew. Sorry, in this part. So, prom day fun for Holly J is the only thing added. Relapsing, Charlie sees and talks to her, and Fiona makes up with Charlie too at her studio. So, Charlie sees and talks to Fiona because she saw she bought alcohol, and I really like how Charlie was trying to be there for her. And she makes up with Charlie at her studio. She says, I'm checking into rehab and everything, and I feel like, that was really good. Scared of losing V card. Obviously, it was hoping to delay, asked Marisol to come over, then has an honest talk with Drew. We talked about that. 3. They tell secrets and fears as their last time together. And Fiona also apologizes to Holly J. I like how she apologized to her and kept that friendship. And I like how they tell secrets and just kind of leave it all out on the table. And bonus, Riley's mom finally accepts him. He says, I might bring a boyfriend home. And she's like, and you look so handsome. I don't like how it took her this long, but sometimes it does take parents long. 28. Dead and Gone, Part 1. Drew is cautious when Bianca and Vince encroach on his space. Claire and Jake are left reeling after a surprise announcement from their parents. Now that school is over, Sav tries to score some alone time with Miss O. Okay. 28. Friend in trouble, prom, parents getting engaged while kids are dating. So, friend in trouble, Drew invites Bianca to prom and talks to Vince. I like how he invited Bianca to prom so she had a place to go, but I don't like how he talked to Vince. They have the restraining order and all that stuff. Adam gets shot. That's obviously horrible. I think that's in the next episode, actually. They're told to break off dating, and Jake and Claire take a break. Now, Sav and Miss O have romantic time. No. So then they miss the shooting. That's bad. She's chaperone. She's supposed to be there in case something happens. But yeah, Jake and Claire take a break. I'll get more into that the next episode. 29. Dead and Gone, Part 2. It's prom night at Degrassi, and with the future looming around the corner for some, the students will have a night filled with tough choices, scores from the past, and taking new risks. But when an unexpected visitor arrives, the evening becomes challenging for more than just their relationships, and a few unlucky students get caught in the crossfire of this deadly encounter. So, Miss O and Sav stuff, disgusting. Adam gets shot. And that's obviously horrible. Vince was trying to hit Drew, but he got Adam instead. And Vince should have just died, honestly. Jake and Claire, they break up. They take a break this episode. And he's like, see you at the wedding, sis. And I feel like Jake and Claire just shouldn't have gotten together. There was just something about their relationship that always bugged me. And then Drew helps Bianca get the gang caught. And, yeah, I like how he helps them get caught. And Sav sees the handprints that the girls put in the concrete, and that was cute. So, you know, 30 to 31, nowhere to run. This was a special. The Degrassi students returned from summer break a week before the new school year. Meanwhile, Jake and Claire are still not talking, and the arrival of their parents' wedding sends Jake looking for some space away from her. He invites Katie, Drew, Marisol, and Allie to his family's remote cabin in the woods. Also, Katie is concerned that Bianca has been spending too much time with Drew, and after finding some weed, she gets high with Marisol. Actually, Marisol gets high. She's just there. She gets secondhand high. And after Dave breaks her heart, Allie commits a betrayal that could end her friendship with Claire for good, and creepy things begin to happen around the cabin that scare them all. Okay. So, 30 and 31, so cheated, jealousy, friend kisses friend's ex. And the same problems, but I read the whole thing. So the cheating is not solved yet. It's kind of an ongoing thing. The jealousy, she lets Drew walk Bianca to her car because, you know, it's like, you're not going to let her walk alone, where your manners, kind of showing Bianca that she's not jealous over her anymore. And friend kisses friend's ex, talks to or makes up with Jake. And I don't know why, but I guess she was finding out where he stood. But not Allie, even though she should make up with Allie because Allie told her she only kissed Jake because it was a stupid mistake. You should believe your friend, but okay. 32, Underneath It All, Part 1. It's the start of another school year at Degrassi. Fiona's ready for a fresh start and has to navigate Degrassi without Holly J, but finds out she has a reputation with the younger students. Meanwhile, Claire and Jake's secret relationship grows, which leads to a huge question. New students Maya and Tori, Zig, Tristan move into the school. So, making new friends, feud with friends, and new crush, ready for sex, and senior prank. So, tinfoiled the calf, sorry. So as a senior prank, they went in and tinfoiled the calf, and it was completely covered. And Jake does not take Claire's sex talk seriously. She wants to take a quiz to see if she's ready, and he thinks it's stupid, so he doesn't take it seriously, and she gets mad at him. So, you know. 33, Underneath It All, Part 2. After letting Imogen take the blame for the senior prank, Fiona's guilt opens her eyes to the kind of people Katie and Marisol really are. Meanwhile, when Claire tells Jake she's ready to have sex, Jake begins to worry about the commitment he is making. Maya decides to help Tori find closure to a broken relationship with her ex-boyfriend Zig. So, senior prank, new crush, feud with friends, ready for sex. Tinfoiled calf. Fiona comes clean and helps Imogen clean the calf. I think it was good that Fiona came clean, and Katie and Marisol not coming clean just shows they're awful people. The fight, and then Maya sets Tori up with Zig, but she didn't realize that she liked him before doing it, so it really hurt her to see them together. And after the fight with Tori, Tori said she needs to get closure, so Maya was going to tell Zig to talk to her to do that. Number 3 is feud with friends, not solved, ongoing, you know, that whole Allie Claire thing. 4. Has a heart-to-heart, telling Jake she understands they could break up, so Jake's like, oh, okay, so I can have sex with her, and it's good that Claire acknowledged that, but then Jake chickens out of having sex because, you know, he was like, you know, I just don't feel comfortable doing this when, you know, whatever was going on with him, and then Claire freezes him out, which I think it was good for Claire to take that time to kind of freeze him out and be like, no. So 34, Can't Tell Me Nothing, Part 1. After injuring her knee at the national soccer team tryouts, Katie searches for a quick fix that will allow her to play through the pain. Meanwhile, Jenna is still reeling from her breakup with KC and decides to pour all of her emotions into her songs. Also, Tristan feels like Zig is taking Tori away from him. Soccer tryouts, getting over ex and baby, and boyfriend taking friend away too much. So, next part. And so it's all solved in the next part. So 35, Can't Tell Me Nothing, Part 2. With soccer tryouts and the new event to plan at Degrassi, Katie pushes her limit and continues taking her mother's codeine, which has disastrous results. Meanwhile, after Casey overhears Jenna's song about him, he writes a poem making Jenna's character a monster. Also, Tori, Tristan, and Zig decide to make their own musical act, but they can't see eye to eye. So, same problems. So the first one, soccer tryouts, something snaps and she goes to the ER. She hears something snap and it's a good idea that she decided to go to the hospital, but she should have not been playing on it to begin with. She performs her song, which I think she should have had that girl power moment to help her get over it. I think that was good that it helped her get over it. But then she has a heart-to-heart with KC, and I really like how they talk, and it's like, yeah, that poem's going in the vault, that song is too, and they both agree to just kind of move on. And the three friends perform at the coffee house, which is a really, really cute like thing where they all come together and do that new song Zig wrote, and they're like all good friends now. 36, not ready to make nice, part 1. Claire realizes that she can't be... Okay. Claire realizes that she can't be around Jake after he invites Jenna to his birthday supper and opts for other living arrangements. Meanwhile, Connor makes it onto the football team but has trouble fitting in, especially with Mo. Also, when Fiona realizes she has feelings for Imogen, she attempts to get Imogen and Eli together. So, ex living in the same house, and then there's a new girl, setting friends up, bullied on football team, and move out. So, next part, it's all fixed. 37, not ready to make nice, part 2. Claire continues to find comfort in the group of friends with whom she has found a home as they encourage her away from her past life. She later finds out that she's living with very dangerous people. Meanwhile, Connor plays a prank on Mo in order to make him skip a football game. Also, Fiona puts her plan in motion. So, ex living in same house, you know, all that stuff. So families selling weed, but they get caught by the cops. So where Claire moves into, you know, they're selling weed, which means the police have a warrant, and then they get caught, and then they have to find out that Claire's not involved. Claire should be careful with who she decides to live with. That's what the policeman said to her, because, you know, that wasn't a safe situation. So what was the next one? House, new girl, that's later fixed. Friends get together, but Fiona feels a little sad, but she's putting on a brave face for them because they're like, isn't this what you wanted, us dating? And then Mo and Connor distract the team while playing to score a touchdown and win, which they do end up scoring a touchdown and win. So that worked in their favor, and then the team was all good with them. I do want to say, Zig is a huge skateboarder, but next season he never skateboards ever again. It was just something I thought was interesting. 38, Need You Now, Part 1. Eli feels like his bipolar disorder is under control as his relationship with Imogen grows. When Imogen shows Eli her mural about mental illness featuring his portrait, he lashes out at her. Meanwhile, when Tyson's adoptive parents invite Casey and Jenna to his christening, Casey decides to be in his son's life. Also, Tori joins the Power Squad, but struggles in balancing practice and being a good girlfriend to Zig. So, managing bipolar, seeing biological child, and standing up to your boyfriend. So, same problems, so let's read. 39, Need You Now, Part 2. Eli catches Imogen in a lie and thinks she must be cheating on him and becomes obsessed with finding out the truth. Meanwhile, Casey has trouble dealing with the fact that Tyson has a new life that doesn't involve him. Also, after an angry Marisol makes her the mascot, Tori realizes that Zig doesn't put any effort into their relationship. So, you know, managing bipolar. They break up but stay great friends, and I think that was really good. Also, Eli talking to his therapist about how he feels like he's going crazy, and she tells him it's just teen hormones. It has nothing to do with bipolar. Casey makes up with Jenna because he kind of exploded in class and was like, aren't you glad your son's adjusting to his new life? And he was kind of pushing her. And he spends less time with Ty, which I think is a good idea for right now. Like, you can visit like once a month or something, I think is what his mom said. And Zig becomes mascot so Tori can cheer, which is really him stepping up and being a good boyfriend to help her do what she wants to do. Yeah, she exploded after Casey pushed her too far, you know, and Eli sends Imogen's art project to the art thing, and I think that was really good for him to do that for her. 40, Smash Into You, Part 1. Desperate to get Allie back, Dave volunteers to help her organize the Model UN. When Dave's summer fling Jacinta tries to reconnect with him, he decides to remove all connection with her. Meanwhile, Marisol is stuck with Mo as a partner for Model UN. Also, Adam receives a note from a secret admirer and assumes it's a prank. So, cheating, friend jealous of friend's relationship. So, Allie talks to Dave and they make up. She obviously isn't totally like, oh my god, like he's the best person ever. And the next one is solved in the next part. I think it's good that she talked to Dave, but I don't think it's okay that they just went straight to kissing, which I think she referenced References in the next episode. 41, Smash Into You Part 2. When Jacinta ignores Dave's rejection, he comes up with a plan to get her out of his life and unknowingly puts her life in jeopardy. Meanwhile, Marisol thinks Mo is developing a crush on her and decides to put a stop to it. Also, Adam is mortified when he finds out who his secret admirer is. So, same problems, and then blind date is added. So, Jacinta gets run over. Obviously, Dave didn't plan for her to get run over. She just walked into the middle of the street. And Dave tells Allie tearfully that Jacinta got run over. And I think it was good that he was honest with her when she was just going to jump to conclusions and yell at him. I think it's good that he was honest, and I think it's good that she was then, you know, like really supportive of how hurt he was. Mo and Marisol talk it out and kiss. I really like how they got over their problems and their little feud. And I do like their relationship together. I think it's really sweet. Adam talks to Tristan to make him feel better. And I think it was good for Adam to have that where it's like, I know you want to crawl into a hole and die, but I've been in this situation too, so I know what it feels like. And then they connect the dots that Owen is Tristan's older brother, and Owen was one of the people that terrorized Adam and all that. 42, Hollaback Girl Part 1. Bianca has turned her life around completely and looks into colleges. With Drew's help, she befriends Katie, who is only using her for her drug connections. Meanwhile, Allie tries to figure out how to get Dave to open up about the accident when he shuts down and refuses to talk to her. Marisol is embarrassed about being seen with Mo while he is nervous to create the perfect date. Online hate, do not determine the relationship, doesn't want to be exclusive, hangs out with Bianca to get pills. So 1 and 2 aren't solved in this part. Drew and Bianca talk about how they like each other. Like, oh, I like you. I think it was good to be honest with each other, but at the same time, Drew has a girlfriend, so when they kissed, it was like, I like Drew and Bianca better, but he has a girlfriend right now, so that wasn't good. And she's like, you gotta be there for Katie right now. 43, Hollaback Girl Part 2. Bianca considers putting her relationship with Drew on hold when Katie is hospitalized after overdosing and is taken out of school to attend rehab. Meanwhile, Dave obsesses over what others are saying about him online, worrying Allie. Also, Marisol separates herself from Mo, and Mo takes pictures of himself with strippers, hoping to improve his image. So, Dave starts to ignore it. He starts to ignore the online hate, which is good because he was letting it get to him too much, and he just had to put the phone down and ignore it. Marisol talks to Mo about all of it, which is all the Katie stuff, all the stuff that's stressing her out, and then he brings up the strippers because he thought that's why she was upset and she didn't know. And then they talk about it at the dot and they get over it, and then everything's back to normal. She's like, I like you. You just want to hold my hand. And I think that was really cute. And Katie's going to rehab, and I think it was good that Bianca said Drew was going to be there for her because that was a very good thing for Bianca to do. And I like how Audra was giving Bianca advice about her future and that she'll go to the meetings for her, and that was really sweet. 44, In the Cold, Cold Night, Part 1. With Katie gone, Fiona and Imogen scheme to end Marisol's reign as president by throwing an end-of-semester holiday carnival. Meanwhile, Fiona finds out her mother is in legal trouble and their assets have been frozen. Also, Claire agrees to put together a school newspaper in a week, meaning she has to reconcile with old friends, and Maya, an expert cellist, has trouble fitting in with the grade 9 band. So, Student Council Revenge, Holiday Edition of the newspaper, crush on friend, does not feel challenged, money dried up. That's all solved in the next part. 45, In the Cold, Cold Night, Part 2. Fiona's upset over having to leave Degrassi on top of dealing with funding for the expensive carnival and her growing feelings for Imogen. Meanwhile, with the clock ticking on the deadline for the newspaper, Claire is to confront her feelings for Eli head-on when he wants to get back together with her. Also, desperately searching for a challenge, Maya considers auditioning for a band at a bar. So, throws a huge carnival event. That's what Fiona did for the Student Council Revenge. I do like how she wanted to throw a huge carnival, but she had to work with Marisol. Friends all came to help Claire release the holiday edition. I do like how they all got over everything and just helped her. Fiona tells Imogen her feelings, and it's reciprocated. I really like how Fiona told her her feelings, especially when she thought she was moving away, but then she decided to stay, which is really cute. And Maya finds a new way to challenge herself. She decides to play her sister's trumpet on stage instead of the cello. And Fiona sells her stuff to pay for the carnival, and I really like that. And Eli and Claire kiss. Ooh. But yeah, I like how Fiona sold her stuff to pay for the carnival. And Claire kisses Eli. But still, ooh, they kissed. So, you know, we'll find out what happens in season 12 where things get crazier and it's a more enjoyable season. Sorry, I was holding that in for who knows how long. My allergies are like attacking me. Anyway, so I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!